Have you ever known someone or even been the someone, I have, who just joined church and immediately began acting different towards everyone in their lives who is not on the same page with them? Just immediately began treating others as though they are somehow less than, or at the very least, other than themselves. I understand the thought process, and I understand, the things that are taught, in church, be ye separate and all of that. But here's the trick. Here's the trick part about that. The trick part about it is when you experience someone who has, had this great change of heart and they begin living their lives differently, while at the same time they're kind of poo-pooing on you, it does not leave you with the feeling that you would like to be a part of what they are now a part of. It does not make you feel that this light that they have within them is even a light. And the object of the person who is now filled with the light of God should be to spread that light to others. When you pull away from everyone that's not already on the same page, how can you possibly share that light? Doesn't really work, does it? It actually turns people off and makes people less likely to want to be involved with what you're involved in. It makes people less receptive to what you have to share because you appear to think you are better than. You appear to be on this egoic trip, okay? And I'm saying this as a person who, I'm pretty sure I did this a long time ago when I, was having, was in one of many of my transitions, right? So I'm bringing this up because this is the same way, or the same way I feel, the same feeling that I get when I hear us in the spiritual community using this term, chosen one. Chosen one. Okay? Now, stay with me. Stay with me now. I'm going to challenge you to stay with this. Okay? And if you don't like it, you can always comment later. Let's think about how this makes others feel when we refer to ourselves as chosen ones. And what are we really saying, right? Built into that term is an assumption that you are more special than others and that you are different than and separate than, right? Others. It's not very inviting, okay? Now, I'm not saying that you're not a light worker. I'm not saying you're not a healer. I'm not saying you're not enlightened. Of course you are. Of course we are. What I am saying is that we're not the only intuitives. So if you're coming from a place that is less than love, that is less than compassion, if you're thinking of yourself as better than or separate from or other than others, they can feel that. So ask yourself, do you really want others to come along on this journey and also heal and become enlightened? Or do you have a need to feel special and feel better than others? I'm extending an invitation to us to be the light and to really share by staying connected to share the beauty of this journey. I'm going to tell you guys, I am now in a part of my spiritual journey where I have stayed connected with people who, not too long ago, seemed to be absolutely refusing to engage directly or intentionally with their healing journey, right? But I stayed connected and just shared the things that I was experiencing on my healing journey. And you know what's happening now? Those same people, they're healing, they're blossoming, they're blooming. And when I have a day where my heart is hurting, where I'm looking for answers, and I express that, guess who's there to encourage me? Guess who's there to encourage me? Guess who's there repeating the words to me that I have said to them in efforts to encourage them on their healing journey? It's such a beautiful thing. It's such a beautiful thing. And I know that this can be a way of being proud of who you are, right? And I know, one thing I hear over and over and over and over again in this journey and in this walk as I begin to connect with other people who are in the spiritual community, you always hear us say, oh, I've always felt different. I always felt like I was different than everyone else around me. So we are people who have felt different and felt alone in being different for so very long that it can feel really good to say, oh, I'm a chosen one, right? Not only am I different, but I'm chosen, right? But let's not allow that to become an egoic stance that we're taking. Let us not otherize people. Everyone has a higher self, right? That is calling them to come into the light. Just as your oversoul, just as your higher self called you into the light. Perhaps they're just in a lifetime today that you're experiencing of them today is a version of themselves that they agreed to be this lifetime. They may not come into the light this lifetime, but they will come. So let us treat everyone with care. Let us remember that the illusion of separation, the illusion that we are other than, that we are better than or different from each other, is just that, an illusion. I'm Pangia North Star. Thank you so much for listening. You have a wonderful day.